Okay. Okay.
People from Kentucky.
All right. So, for those of you, it's one of the things about being here chicken. One of the things about being here is chicken is we have to kind of keep our own volume of noise down because there's plenty of competition on the outside. And we really want the people on the video to be able to hear and see what's going on. So, I know we all want to chat with each other, but we need to do a little bit of work. That's why we're having the meetings. For those of you that have not watched one of the videos on the YouTube channel, I'm Alan Lord, and I've been helping everybody get organized for our reunion, along with Linda Vance Buchan, who's taking the video tonight, and Mary Jo Langhorst Davis, who's our Secretary-Treasurer, and she's going to talk a little bit tonight, whether she likes it or not. Actually, I know she doesn't want to. But I'm going to tell her, just pretend like it's a choir conference or concert, and you can, stand up front and sing, but you're not going to get to sing, okay? The way this works, we got a big crowd tonight. Linda can kind of move around and kind of get an idea of the people we've got. We've got a lot of people who've never been here for one of our gatherings before. Plus, we've got a lot of repeats. We find that a lot of people, once they start coming, they say, yeah, I'm not missing another one unless I've got some kind of conflict. So we're going to come around later and do introductions. But right now, I want to get through the slide presentation that I prepared so that we can get to our business meeting, and then we'll have a chance to kind of introduce everybody. Okay? So, the first thing we've got on our agenda, what we're going to do tonight, this is the agenda. We've got some old business to review and let everybody catch up on what we are, our classmate search efforts, our voluntary contributions and treasurer's report, our volunteers, and our photographer update. And then we've got new business, and we're going to open the registration tonight, and I'm going to pass out information for everybody to learn how to do registration. And you can either pay tonight if you want, or you can fill out the forms, take them home. We're not asking you to pay tonight. That's not necessary, but several people said they want to. So that's an opportunity we've got set up. We've got our future meeting dates, and then I'm going to talk about our new Have a Drink with Alan segments, which was suggested by Linda. Those of you that haven't seen them, we have two, I don't know if I want to call them interviews, but we have two discussions with classmates on YouTube already. And I will be able to show those at the end, so all of you who haven't seen them will be able to see them. We'll stop our video because I don't want to take YouTube time to show a YouTube video. That doesn't make any sense. So those people who are watching our YouTube will tell you when the time comes how to get onto the channel and how to go watch it on your own, and we won't use up more time taping it. So that's kind of where we are right now. This classmate search effort is basically no new news. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on that. Those of you that have been coming or reading our newsletters or our summary letters that Joe prepares and I edit, this is our list. We have 10 people that we're mailing letters to that the letters are not coming back to. So you think that means they're probably getting them, although we don't know that for sure. It could be going to somebody else at that house and they're just throwing them in the trash. We don't really know. Those are the 10 people at the top. If you know anything about those 10 people, we'd really like to hear from you because we'd like to get correspondence from them so we can verify what we've got. Really, I'd like to know if they have email addresses and we can get them into our email system. But those are the same 10 we've been having. We had 3 people out of 185 people. So those of you, listen up now, those of you that know, we've been looking for initially 185 people, and we're down to 3 where we don't really have any mailing information. And Gary Moody has kind of indirectly told us that he's not interested. So we're going to quit chasing. Once we hear from somebody or through some legitimate method, If they're not interested, well then that's okay. My goal is to make sure everybody gets contacted. It's up to them whether they want to be interested or not, and you're not going to chase anybody after they say they're not interested. Okay? Although I am making mailings out to some of the people that have told us in the past they're not interested. They're going to get at least the registration thing. They can throw it away, but I'm not looking for it. So that's it. You can read the names. I'm not going to go through them. They're the same names we've been having. You've been getting them in your summary letters. So that's it. I just needed to give you a little update where we are. Okay? Which, to be honest, 50 years, 2 people that we haven't been able to get something, at least a mailing address, we think that's pretty good. We're pretty happy. Linda deserves a lot of credit, and everybody else who helped us. Last couple times I've been talking about our voluntary contribution campaign. We had a fairly extensive discussion about the impact of the voluntary contributions on our ability to keep our reunion dinner night cost low, and whether we should have it, actually whether we had it too low. Okay? To be perfectly honest, we had some discussions about that. And I felt that we were getting enough responses and that we could get some more to be able to cover our costs and keep our per person charge low. We're really excited that right now, and Joe in a little bit is going to give us more detail, but we've got more than $2,000 in contributions so far. And I have several people who said, yeah, I'm still going to give some money. And on our registration form, there's a little spot for people to be able to give it and get it recorded. And we need it. We don't want you to think we're all set, because our goal is to pay all of our expenses and have at least $1,968 to give to the high school at the football game. That's what we'd like to do, and we're not quite there yet. Now, whether we'll make that or not, I don't know. Our first goal is to pay our expenses. But if we get enough money to pay $1,968 as a contribution to the school, I think that would be kind of nice. Okay? So we're working on it. But I wanted to update everybody. So if you're in a financial position and have an interest in helping us, whether you're watching the YouTube video or whether you're here tonight, we certainly would be welcome to have it when you send in your registration material. We appreciate everything. $5, $10, $100. We got one contribution for $196.80. You know who you are, and you told me not to tell anybody, but you know if you're watching the video. And then we've had some even bigger donations. So everybody gets to do whatever they want. Every penny, we're happy with.
You want one check or two?
No, you can make one check. And we'll set it up. When you get the registration stuff, you'll see that you'll be able to write one check, and it'll be all detailed. And now the one thing we decided last night we would mention is, initially, our goal was to put a program together at the reunion that would list everybody who gave $50 or $100, whatever. Well, it turns out at least half of the people who have given money have said, I don't want to be listed. I want to be anonymous. And the other half, I think, are pretty much, I don't really care, because that's not why I gave the money in the first place. So Joe and Linda and I discussed this last night, and we would like to have a little show of hands. This is the way we do things. Those of you that are new to our meetings, we don't have a committee. From the beginning, I never wanted to have a committee. This is our committee. Whoever comes to our meetings, and we vote on what we're going to do, and that's the way things go. So what we'd like to do now is to say, okay, we're going to kind of move back from that position, and we're not going to publicly announce people who gave it. If somebody doesn't like that, they want to be able to contact me. But really, I think that that's what the general sense that I'm getting from the classmates are. So since I told you we were going to do one thing, I want to come back to you and say, what do you think? Anybody have any comments about this? How many of you think we should now move to just show in the list and maybe tell how many people gave, but not list individual names? How many are in favor of that? Okay, anybody not in favor of that? So we're going to record that it was unanimous, that that's what we're going to do. Okay? And That's just to try to make sure we do what everybody wants. All right. The money, as you can see, is designed for our refreshments in our hospitality rooms. And as we get more money, I keep thinking of ways we might be able to effectively use it to make things better for everybody, because we didn't know what we were going to get. But remember that the hospitality rooms are going to have non-alcoholic beverages, mixers, sodas, water, so forth, but no alcohol bought by the class. Everybody can bring whatever and as much as you want. It's just we as a class are not going to buy it. Okay? So Wayne at one time said he's got some connections and he might bring some beer and other people might bring some wine and you can bring 2 or 3 bottles. We don't really care, but we're going to try to buy the other things.
Just like high school, I have a connection for beer.
Yeah. Yeah, even when you were 16.
Yeah.
I hope it's better.
Of course, then when
I never gave you bad beer.
Then when we were 18, we could actually drink it, but now we're not supposed to do that. All right. Bartender costs, lanyards, which we're going to talk about, decorations, display boards, photographer, all that stuff. All right? So, any questions on the contribution thing right now? Everybody good? Okay. So, the next thing, old business, is our volunteers. We've got 2 or 3 key committees. One of them is the welcome committee, which everybody seems to want to do because it means you get to say hi to everybody when they come in. We're going to have 30-minute slots. We're not worried about that right now. We know that's going to be easy. Okay, people will be able to get slots. You can do it with your spouse. So that's not high on our priorities. Okay, but we want you to know there'll be an opportunity to do that. And we will get around to getting a list and a schedule and all that kind of stuff. But we got other things that are more important to us in the timing of things. Second is our audio-visual. I'm a little worried about this. We want to show our initial ideas. We want to have on screens like this in the hospitality room or on a big projection unit in the event on Saturday night. We want to have slides go up and change them, and they're just kind of in the background. Okay, old pictures of our groups and all that kind of stuff. We put out the word, send them in. Well, Linda and I have sent them in. That's not going to work. Okay? You don't want to see Mike Hammer's picture 40 times, or Bob Burnett's, or Doug Erbley's, or mine, or Gary Hoffman's. Okay? We got to get a wider range. So if we're going to do that, now we've taken pictures out of the yearbook, and we're going to make those, but we need more people to send in anything they've got, digital or not. We'll figure out how to get it digitized, but you need to send something to us if we want to do this, or if we don't have enough, we won't end up having that piece going on. Okay? So everybody know, we need some help on this. All right, next is our classmate booklet. We are going to prepare a booklet for those of you that are new or didn't get it from the summary letters we send out. We're going to prepare a booklet that our intention is to distribute before the reunion, okay, a week or 2 before the reunion to everybody, okay? There are issues that we haven't figured out how to do that completely, but that's what we're working on, okay? Because as Doug, I think, mentioned at the last meeting, it would be nice to be able to read about some of these people, what their interests are, before we see them again. And so we know who's interested in dogs, and Ozzy's going to go be talking to them about dog training, right? Or I'm a pilot. If there's another pilot, we want to know that. Or whatever it might be, okay? So in the registration material, that I'm going to get to in a little bit, there's a space for everybody to write a 300-word discussion about what you're interested in, your passions, and all that stuff. And we're going to print those. And we're also going to be asking everybody to send in a photograph of them, or them and their spouse, or them and their grandkids, or them and their kids, or whatever you want as your picture. But we'd like a current picture that we're going to put in this booklet. So we'll have a current picture, data, like name, address, phone number, email, all that stuff, and then your passion statement. But putting all that together for what could be 125 so people is a big job, okay? And Linda has volunteered to help us by spearheading this because Joe and Linda Vance Buchan and I, we can't take that on top of everything and be able to manage all the things we've got going on. We're going to need some help. And Linda's not going to be able to do it by herself. We really need some people that you don't have to be local. If you're watching this on YouTube, we're going to communicate electronically. You can be in California, Mary Ann, paying attention, or Kathy, or you can be in Florida for Marge or whoever's watching this, okay? Let us know, because we need to get at least 3 or 4 more people to help share this load, or we'll never get it out in the time frame we'd like to do. Okay? So that's where we are on that. Any questions? Okay. So next is our photographer update. Those of you that have been keeping up on the YouTube or our summaries know that we want to have a photographer. Since the last, and Jerry's not here though. This is the first meeting Jerry's missed. Jerry Newman. I keep track of who all comes, just for curiosity, and how many different people we've had come to at least one of the meetings. And Jerry last time suggested a photographer in Deer Park, who is an alum of the high school, and we've talked to him, and we've talked to a couple of others. Linda and Joe have kind of worked on this. Linda probably primarily, if I'm right. We initially thought maybe we'd talk a photographer into doing this with the idea that they get paid by us buying pictures, stuff like that. They've tried that and that doesn't work very well for them. But for about $400 or $500, which if you know anything about photography expenses, that's not really very high at all, okay? We've got people who come and spend 4 hours, not counting setup, take pictures, take formal photographs of every classmate and their spouses or guests, and maybe groups of classmates, take formal photos plus candid photos all night long, give us the copyright release, and all photos electronically, we can put them on the web, everybody will be able to download whatever they want to have, and we think that's a pretty good deal. So we'd like to have this one come to a vote too. We think our budget for this will be somewhere between $400 and $500. So we'd like to come to you for approval that we can contract with one of these photographers. We're probably going to contract at the date, they're still available for the date, with a person who's a Deer Park alum. Just because. Right? Just because. And he said it sounds like he's going to do a good job, and we just think that's the way we ought to do it. So I'd like to come back to this. Anybody have any questions about the photography thing? Okay, how many of you think we can vote to have $400 or $500 dedicated to the photographer? Everybody raise your hand. Any negatives? Okay, so we don't have any negatives. All right, so we're going to do that. We'll assume that got passed. The nice thing about this is, all of us, and we'd like everybody to do this, all of us are going to be able to get formal photographs of us and our spouses or guests or whatever who are there, and maybe friends, and we get them for free because the class is paying all the expenses. And then last night, the other thing I think that's going to be cool, I talked to Linda about this. She said, you know, I hadn't even thought about this. Maybe that was today we did. We're going to have all these photos. So in 5 years, when we do another one, and I want to put things up on the thing, we're going to be able to have slides from the 50th. And we'll have all these digital photos of candid shots, individual shots that we can run. That'll be cool. That'll be cool. Okay? So that's where we are on the photography. The summary is there. Digital files provided, candid shots, $400 to $500. Jerry's suggestion. Thank you, Jerry. We want to make sure that you're recognized for leading us this direction. Any other questions on the photography? Okay, we're going to go on. Okay, registration is open. We're on to the new business now. Okay, I brought a suitcase tonight.
Alan, don't pull out your dirty underwear.
It's unfortunate that Hoffman's not here. He's really missed his opportunity to give me a hard time. I bought a suitcase, and in this suitcase is most of my computer in this box. In this box is an envelope for every classmate. There are 149. And I'm going to give you your individual envelopes here, okay? Each classmate's letter has their personal information on the letter, okay? So that you'll be able to verify that we have exactly the right information before we go to publishing, okay? Plus, there's checklists, things for you to do. So, I should have passed these out, but I was kind of busy. I'm going to take these and pass them out, and I'm just grabbing them. Only going to take a minute. Actually, I may let Mike come help me. So let me see. Let me see if I can do this. Ron is here. Give that to Ron. Baker. Baker's. Elaine Busso. She's over in the left-hand corner back here. Burnett. Larry Chambers.
Maybe trying to make sure that line is all the way up.
Otherwise, we'll end this. April Dean. Verbally. Rand Gurvis is not here tonight either, is he?
Yeah.
Ozzy, Greenberg, Foreman, Greenberg, whichever way. Chris Greenwell, Hammer, Mike Hammer. These are in alphabetical order by high school names. That's how I can keep things straight sometimes. All right, so that's that. Hoffman's not here. Linda King Edrington. See, you're going to have to figure out who's who. Joe Davis. Alan Ward. Yeah, not very soon. Padman, Karen, Jenny, Ruth Eicher. Those of you on the video can see who's getting these things and you know who the people are. Marie Sutterfield. Greg Mueller. Joe Blakeman. Russ Bob. Here. Yeah. Becky Herman. Okay, listen here, let me see. Rolson. Nothing else.